waiting for my epoxy to dry, cure on my other projects. I'm putting in just some little support tabs to support my bunk plywood tops across here. And I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here. I'm just putting it back exactly like it was. Glued blocks just like that right there, rather than spending a whole lot of time trying to fit an exact curved piece of wood to fit all the way around. These are supporting the weight of it. All I want to do is just support this outer edge a little bit, keep it from deflecting from my weight. All I'm doing is just taking a straight edge and laying across here, and then sliding that block up, sliding that block up until it touches the straight edge, and then get the angle right so that it's touching that straight edge from one edge of it to the other. And then I just mark where it went, and that'll be glued in like that. I'll just glue it with some thickened epoxy and then put some painter's tape or something on it to hold it in place while it cures. So like I say, that's the way it was done originally, and I'm going to put it back the same way. I'm putting two pieces here and one here, one there, and then one back there. Okay, got them glued in, taped in with some painter's tape. Hopefully they won't slide downhill. And again, that's just epoxy thickened with the colloidal silica and a little bit of fairing compound to make it sticky, make it where it won't sag. The 407 filler basically is what I use. That's what turns it that brownish red color. A lightweight fairing filler is what it is, I think, but it works really good to stiffen up the mix and make it sticky where it'll stay put and not run and sag. The colloidal silica makes it strong, but it'll just sag. I mean, you can make it really, really thick and it still just sags and runs out. So that 407 added to it stiffens it up a bit, keeps it from running and sagging, and makes it sticky where it stays where you put it. Once that cures, I will put a coat of clear, thin epoxy on that just to soak into the wood. I got the rest of the framing in for those cutouts for the storage hatches. Well, almost finished with the bunks. I've still got to put a coat of epoxy sealer on those hatch lids, but they're in just a nice loose fit, so that hopefully they won't swell up and stick. I just put the coat of epoxy sealer on the hatch lids. I'm just making a pattern here. My piece of mahogany plywood that I'm gonna put here, and that was just my first rough cut, and then we'll just take and scribe it. Maybe a couple times to get it a little closer. There's my pattern cut, just left long but marked. It fits both sides just perfect. And there's one side cut. Good snug fit. And here it goes behind this piece, that way I can take this up if I need to. This piece here will be glued hard to that marine plywood right there on that end. And that'll just give me a continuation of the mahogany plywood here, mahogany plywood down here, mahogany plywood here, and then a mahogany face. And then there'll be solid mahogany trim here that'll hold up a little bit into the catchment cushion to keep it from sliding off. And the other side's a good fit as well. So now I just need to glue those in. I've got some teak recessed panel doors here that I salvaged out of another boat, and they used to go like this, but I think I'm gonna take the hinges off of them and use these doors like this, because they'll be about the right size. I mean, I know that the plywood is turned the wrong direction in that recessed panel for the proper look and all that, but I've got them, and I hate not to use them because I don't really have anything else to use them for. So I think I'm going to use those. And of course, there's the other side. It's glued in as well. Today I'm going to grind out where this through hole is at. I'm going to patch over that and completely do away with it. I think that's what I've decided to do. And before I put this cabinet face on it, I've got a little bit better access to it, so I'm going to go ahead and do it this morning. I'm going to tape some plastic over the cabinet like that, and then have a vacuum hose running. I've got the vacuum cleaner outside, so it won't be blowing dust everywhere. And then I'm going to just stick that in there like that to pull some of the dust out as I'm grinding. I will clean that good with acetone and put at least three layers, maybe 4 layers of 1708 biaxial cloth and fiberglass resin here, and seal that off from the inside and feather it out. Okay, so I've got 4 layers of 1708 cut, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and then a 6-inch piece of finishing cloth. I'm gonna get ready to glass that over. Just put some plastic down right here beside where I'm working so I can do it all right here. Pre-wet the area that it's going to be laying into. And then right here on the plastic, I'm going to just wet out everything. What I'm doing here is I'm just wetting each layer out on both sides good, and then I'm just stacking them, and I'll put them in place basically all at one time. Okay, so I'm just kind of mopping up this cabinet face here, just so I can get my pieces cut. And then at the bottom here, I had to bevel it to fit to the hole, just to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what I'm doing here. So there's just kind of a mock-up of the face frame. And then this is one of those doors that I had. You see how that's going to work. And so that's what I'm going to do basically right there on both sides. Okay. There's the mahogany face frames installed. Cabinet doors installed. That hole down there where that all through holes at is repaired from the inside, ready for paint. I've got to reattach my little latches that go on the back side of the little hole there. You just reach your finger through it and pull it, pop it open. Got to install those. Like I say, it's just using up some old doors that I had that I salvaged off of an old boat that I scrapped. They used to be turned the other direction. That's why the thumb hole is at the top like that in the center, and why the panel is running the wrong direction. The grain of the wood is running the wrong direction from what I would typically run it for a door. But just using up what I had on hand. So, and once the fiddle rail goes around the countertop and the countertop's installed, that'll give a heavy piece of trim up here at the top. There will be a mahogany fiddle rail that goes around the top to keep stuff from sliding off the countertop. Once my counter goes in, countertop will go in first, and then the fiddle rail trim will go around the top like that, and so that'll make that door look a little better because of that heavy piece at the top, kind of balancing it out a little better, and that'll be there and there. It'd be, like I said, a little bit wider than that. It'd be about 2-inch wide piece. But anyway, there's the rail down the bunks. They're sticking up 1 inch to catch the cushion. That's high enough to hold a cushion, but still low enough to where if you sit on it without the cushion, it's not terribly uncomfortable because your knees are a little higher than what it is. I've got that on both sides. I just took rough mahogany, ran it through the planer, straight line, ripped it, and then just took a router and put a bit of a radius on these top 2 edges and on this bottom edge under here.